of John CAMPEA. John CAMPEA is someone who's known as being the king of the shills. A shill being a person who sells out and says that movies are good even when they suck because he wants to get in good with the producers of the movie. One of the people who would have said that The Last Jedi or Ghostbusters was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. So something I've been wondering for a very long time, ever since The Last Jedi came out, is how can these people be doing this? How can they be saying it's a masterpiece? Because it's so clearly a piece of crap. I maintain that nobody liked The Last Jedi. Well, you could say you liked it, but nobody loved The Last Jedi. Nobody actually thought it was a great movie. I'm positive about that. Now, is this because I think everybody has to think like me? Yes, to a degree. I have to think people aren't completely insane. And I haven't personally spoke to a lot of people about The Last Jedi, but the few that I have spoken to who said they liked it, when pressed, they conceded that it wasn't that great. Yeah, I wouldn't see it again. Obviously, it wasn't as good as the other ones. So I don't see any sane people saying that it was a great movie. I don't believe it. I see no evidence of it. If you told me there was a pink elephant in the other room, I wouldn't believe it. Even if you told me you were sure there was, because it's just not. It doesn't make sense. So I can only go so far with your opinions and what you claim. So the big question has always been for me, why are they saying it's a great movie? The obvious answer is because they're getting backstage passes, like in the picture here. He said it was a great movie so that he could go to the world premiere and impress a girlfriend that's too good for him. He wouldn't be able to get her or keep her if he wasn't bringing her to premieres. We're no different in a sense that we always have to lie every day of our lives for some reason to a boss, blah, blah, blah. You want to see the baseball game, so you call in sick, you say you're sick. Could it be that simple? Is that all he's doing? He wants to maintain his lifestyle and take his girlfriend to premieres, so he knows he's lying, but he's going to do it anyways, and that's just life. But that doesn't explain how angry and passionate he is in his hatred for the people that hate The Last Jedi, this guy, and others like him. So as far as I'm concerned, the facts are that this shill and every shill, I'll just use John CAMPEA as the representative for all shills, that the facts are they don't love The Last Jedi because that's impossible, yet they hate people who put down The Last Jedi and such movies. Ghostbusters, Captain Marvel. So why? I'm not sure if this analogy works, but it's like he called in sick for work, and the people who put down The Last Jedi merely told the truth, and they said, "No, I'm perfectly healthy. I just don't like the job, so I'm not going to work." So why would one get so angry at the other? I finally found an answer, or at least an answer that satisfies my curiosity. Here's an anecdote that explains. I once had a job at a catering company where you had to dress up in a demeaning suit, like black vest, tie, all that crap, and hand out canapes on a tray. That was the job for filthy rich people. At one point, we were walking in the back kitchen, and I passed a fellow coworker who was also had a tray of canapes, and I go, "Hey, give me one," because I wanted to eat one. She said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" I go, "I want to eat one." And she goes, "You can't do that." She goes, "People are paying for that." And I smiled at her and I go, "Are you serious?" Because I was pretty sure she must be joking. And she was dead serious. She was annoyed that I would even think of that. Bear in mind that most of these canapes would end up in the garbage at the end of the night anyways. That's just how it works. The amount of food that's thrown out is sickening, right? Also bear in mind that most of us hadn't had a bite to eat in over 4 hours because that's just the nature of the job. Bear in mind further that everybody on the job did that, and even the employers and the managers, blah, 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 did it as well, and nobody really had an issue with it except for this girl. So for months I would wonder, what was that about? Why was she so angry? Why was she supporting a system that doesn't support her, that exploits her? pays her like whatever minimum wage to work her ass off, while a bunch of fat rich people, you know, sit on their asses and benefit off of her. Why is she so supportive of them and so angry at the people who, I almost wanted to say the people who are against them or who don't support them, but that's not even the case, because it's not like I didn't support the people. I mean, I'm working for them. Why is she so angry at people who are beneath these rich people, like us, like herself? And does this remind you of John CAMPEA? Because it really should. So finally, after maybe a couple months of wondering and thinking about this, I just came to the conclusion that she supports capitalism. She thinks it works, and that's why she got so pissed off at what I did. She believes in a system where if you don't work, you don't deserve to live. You don't deserve to eat. Whereas I'm more into a system where everybody deserves to live and eat and breathe, regardless of work. You should work out of pride or because you love doing it, but not because that's the only way you're allowed to eat. My problem with this explanation was that it was too complicated, and I wish I could have summed it up in less words and without bringing in things like capitalism. And finally, a friend of mine did that for me. A female friend, of all people, said to me that the reason that coworker was so upset was because she doesn't view herself as an underling, as beneath those people that she was working for. She sees herself as one of them. This is just in the meantime. So very soon she's going to be one of those people who's sitting on their ass getting canapes served to them. And she's not like me. I'm just actually one of those underlings. She's actually a big deal, though. That's why she was so pissed off. And though she thinks that one day, very soon probably, she's going to be one of those big wigs with lots of money who's throwing a big lavish party, it's most likely not going to happen. And that's really sad. Furthermore, a lot of people think that. A lot of people think they're just one step away from making it, from being the next whatever their hero is. And it's not going to happen. So today I had that revelation in regards to John CAMPEA and all the other shills. The reason they hate the people who speak up against bad movies like The Last Jedi is because they identify with people, with the sellouts, the Rian Johnsons, the Kathleen Kennedys, and they think things like, well, what happens when I make my Last Jedi? They're going to all be mean to me too. And that's why they get so upset and defensive. And the conclusion that I had come to before my friend gave me a better explanation still holds. They are capitalists who believe that you need to earn your living, your right to be happy, to exist. And they do believe very much in this system. They think it works. Like this doorknob in the picture here, he really sees himself as being a big deal for going to the world premiere. And his girlfriend does too. Furthermore, he probably has had people like me serving him canapes and felt that feeling that he was better than the person serving him a canapé. He probably aspires to go to the Oscars and thinks about how impressed his girlfriend's going to be when he brings her to the Oscar. When he brings her to the Oscars. I could go on longer and longer, but I'm just going to say this guy, John CAMPEA, all the shills, they are just completely indoctrinated, completely institutionalized. You might as well say brainwashed into the system. They love the system. They think it works. They haven't seen it fail on them. And anything that goes against the system bothers them. And I've seen firsthand and secondhand, I've seen these people like this, I've seen them have a rude awakening when the system fails them. And they're never the same, and you never hear them defend the system again like that. Whether it's somebody who, spent 4 years in college learning a skill that then became obsolete, and they went from being rich to having nothing. And you don't hear them talking anymore about how only winners make money, and only, if you're a loser, it's because you don't work hard and all that crap. Right, like as far as John CAMPEA is concerned, Last Jedi is a great movie because it went in accordance with the system. It was a Disney movie. It was made for $100 million. Therefore, it's a great movie. It has to be, because the idea that it wouldn't be a great movie is too much for his brain. You might call him a social climber. He's always looking for the next level that he can reach, a higher tier party that he can go to. The saddest part is that he's probably already reached the highest tier, and the one that he's looking at, he's going to get very frustrated when he plateaus, and maybe he already has. I mean, where do you go from here? It's not like he's going to be... I mean, isn't he just like a big... He's about as big as you can get on YouTube, and now that's just it, right? So that's everything you need to know about John CAMPEA. If there's anything else, let me know. If you support gays, click like. If you respect blacks, comment. If you think women are people too, click the notification bell. And if you care about sick children, subscribe.